And now, the WGBS-TV News. With Lois Lane and Clark Kent. Mild-mannered reporter Clark Kent.
Clark Kent again. Now we're actually indoors because the heat is getting to us just a little bit. I'm speaking with Josh Elder, who is the writer on The Batman Strikes, Mail Order Ninja, and StarCraft. And it's great to have you at the celebration.
It's great to be here. This is my second time, and it's been even more fun than the first so far.
Fantastic. What have been some of the highlights so far for you?
Well, I just really like being here. I grew up in a town called Carmel, Illinois, which is very near to Metropolis, and I came here quite a bit as a young man, and it's a great honor for me to be able to come back as a professional, as someone who does this now, and to be on the other side of these tables. It's just a great honor for me, and it's always a tremendous treat. And the town itself and the people in it are so gracious and just so wonderful to be around. So just being here is a treat for me.
And the Batman Strikes actually has an issue with guest starring Superman.
It certainly does.
And how long of a time was it before between when you knew that Superman was going to be a part of the book and to when the issue actually came out?
Well, I was actually I was approached by the editor to write the Superman issue. They knew they were going to do it. The editor knew how much of a Superman fan I was. I mean, writing Batman's cool, but writing Superman, that was, for me, the big event, the big thing. So it was a huge deal for me. So when the call came in, I made the pitch. I wrote the script about a month later, and it came out about 4 to 6 months after that. So I was waiting on it for a bit, but it was worth the wait. I was really proud of it when it came out. It was so much fun to write and to be able to say that I've written Superman. In fact, in front of the Superman statue here in Metropolis, the last time I came, when I had just started college, I made a very solemn vow that the next time I came to Metropolis, I would be writing Superman. And the next time I came to Metropolis was after this had come out. And I made the promise, and it came true. So it was a huge deal for me, and it was honestly one of the best days of my life.
Wonderful. Was there anything, now for aspiring writers out there that might be interested in hearing about this, what happens between a first draft and a final product? Do you send things into DC and then they send back notes, or how does that process work?
Well, when you're working on a book like Batman Strikes or anything that's a book owned by DC Comics or another publisher, they're the boss, frontwards and backwards, and they have to approve every step of the process. So with Batman Strikes, I would submit a proposal. The proposal would get approved. I would submit an outline. The outline would get approved. I would write the script. The script would get approved. And then they go through the whole process all over again with the artists. So it's a multi-level process. And hopefully, usually, generally, you come out with something pretty good at the end. Sometimes too many cooks can spoil the soup, but sometimes it allows you to catch stuff you wouldn't have caught otherwise. And everyone knows that this is just how it is when you write a book like this. And it's a small price to pay to get to put words into Superman's mouth.
Of course. Was there a specific part that was a favorite thing for you to write?
Well, I got to write a scene in the Daily Planet with all of the supporting cast members of the Superman cast, and I got to write a scene that I'd really never seen before, where Bruce Wayne comes in and kind of puts the moves on Lois in front of Clark, and Clark isn't very happy about it and gives him a handshake that is clearly using a little super strength on the grip. Just some funny bits with the characters. We got to do some things where, Superman and Batman have teamed up so many times. How do you make that fresh? How do you make it original? And there's a bit where Batman disguises himself as Clark Kent to let himself be kidnapped in order to find out where the bad guys are staying, to get state's evidence so Superman can finally come in and shut these guys down. And that was some angles that I'd never really seen before. So to find any kind of new take on a team up between Batman and Superman was sort of a personal triumph for me. And, again, just to be able to write, well, how do the characters sound different when they're, when they're in costume, when they're not? How do you make them sound like different characters on the page? Right. How do you sell that? And it was a challenge, and it was fun. And, at the end of the day, I got to write Superman saying up and away. I got to say all these things, and it was tremendous.
Is there anything that you're working on now that you'd like to tell everyone about?
There is a top secret Superman project that we just got, a very tentative, it's probably going to happen, very exciting, which I can hopefully talk about soon, but I can't talk about now. But it's going to be awesome, I promise. I am doing some work on the Muppets and some Pixar properties for Boom Studios. Again, we don't have dates on any of this stuff yet, but it's going to be coming out and it's going to be great.
Wonderful. And with Mail Order Ninja and StarCraft, how did you become a part of those properties?
Well, Mail Order Ninja I created. It was originally a film project. We were going to shoot it when I was a film student at Northwestern University. We realized two very important things. One, ninja are very expensive and we're outside of our student film budget. And two, most parents wouldn't let their 10-year-olds be around a guy dressed all in black with a sword. These are rational things. I understand. I understand their concerns. So I did it as a comic instead. We entered Tokyo Pop's Rising Stars of Manga contest in 2005, won the grand prize, and got a book deal from that. Thank you. And now it's currently in movie development. I can't really speak about it more than that. No problem. But stuff is happening at Universal Studios, and we're all very excited about that, obviously. And that led to me working on StarCraft because I was a huge fan of the game, and Tokyo Pop, which is the publisher of Mail Order Ninja, has the license. As soon as I knew they were going to be doing the books, I sent them a letter saying, I know you're going to be doing this. You're going to let me write it. This is not a request. This is a declaration. And they acquiesced. They like my pitches. I've now... my next StarCraft book is coming out next month, and then a third one will be coming out November, December. So it's been an ongoing process, and hopefully I'll be doing more work for them even beyond that in the future.
Fantastic. This is Clark Kent, Metropolis.
Investigative reporter Lois Lane.
This is Lois Lane for WGBS Metropolis, and I'm here with Daniel Peretti. Hi, Daniel.
Hi.
Tell us what brought you to the Superman celebration this year.
Well, I'm working on a book called Superman in Myth and Folklore, and it's about the things that people do with Superman, such as getting tattoos and telling jokes, stories and things like that. It's a lot of fun to work on, so I thought I'd better come here.
And how long have you been working on your book?
About 3 months, so not very long. It's a new project. The timing worked out pretty well, though. This is a good point to come and do this kind of research.
And what have the highlights been of the celebration for you so far?
The best part so far was actually the little play that went on during the opening ceremony, where a bunch of actors portraying Superman and Lex Luthor and Lois Lane and Darkseid got together and did a little performance for the crowd. It was a lot of fun. Everyone seemed to really enjoy it, and they were right in front of the Superman statue. And I was able to record the whole thing, so I was pleased.
And is this your first time at the Superman celebration?
Yeah, actually, I didn't even know about it until I think I came across it on the Superman homepage, just doing some research on my own. And I was surprised. I had no idea there was even a Metropolis in the United States. So I got my family, we came down, and we're having a great time so far.
Wonderful. Well, this news report is going out to the Superman homepage. So is there a special message you'd like to share with the fans at the Superman homepage?
Oh, really, I'd just like to thank everyone. They're doing a lot of my work for me, putting together things like picture galleries and having interesting conversations. So thanks, everybody. I couldn't have imagined a better resource doing research at home.
And do you have a website for your book?
Oh, actually, I'm putting together a blog just so I could organize some links and everything on the web. It's A Job for Superman at blogspot.com. That's it.
Wonderful. This is Lois Lane for WGBS Metropolis.
You've been watching WGBS-TV.